Hi everybody, it's John back with another model final reveal video. I must say it gives me the greatest of pleasure to showcase this particular finished product. This is the 1/72nd scale Airfix RAF Bomber Re-Supply Set, and I've got to be honest with you, it's probably one of the most comprehensive I'm going to call it a diorama set because that's exactly what it is. It's virtually everything anybody would ever need for a bomber replenishment diorama scene. What you actually have here is a Bedford MLC tanker, and I'll talk about that in a minute. You have a standard Tilly, which is the blue and sort of sea grey soft-topped, almost converted car in the middle of the scene there. And you also have a David Brown tractor, which has three bomb trolleys, all with different style bombs on the bomb trolley racks. The bombs on the racks aren't actually glued in position. They're placed so that you can decide, which bombs you want, and there are some spares there as well. You can arrange them to have different types of bombs on the trolleys, any order you like. There are also there's also an oil balsa, which is the item in the background there next to the £4,000 cookie. There's a BSA motorcycle next to a set of trellises there in the top left-hand corner. And there's a bicycle leaning against an oil drum and a maintenance trestle in the top right hand corner. There are also some £4 incendiary casts sets there. There are 6 in all. They are pretty nicely moulded and nicely reproduced there from Airfix. The actual kit is superb. I can't fault the kit in any way, shape or form. And there's also 2 different sized chocks there. There are 4 of the large wheel chocks for main undercarriage wheels, and there's 2 of the smaller chocks, which would have been used for light bombers or possibly a tail wheel on a mainstream heavy. But it's all there. There's even a small toolbox in the bottom right hand corner next to those 2 £500 bombs there, which are quite nice as well. The one vehicle I want to talk about is the water tanker. Everything else on this kit, on this set, went together like a charm. I did most of the painting, as you'll see from the build progress video, which is quite extensive. There are quite a lot of slides, as there's obviously quite a lot going on here. But most of the vehicles and the parts actually went together very easily indeed. But this particular, the water tanker, I'm just going to show you exactly what I mean. The water tanker itself wasn't an issue, but you can see at the back of the tanker there, get that into focus, there we go, just in front of the British roundel, you've got like a yoke. Now I'm not sure whether that's pumping equipment or what it is, I have no idea. But that particular yoke was the only part of this entire model set that I had an issue locating. Everything else went together like an absolute charm. And even the underside on these vehicles are very nicely reproduced. This particular kit actually has an engine, which you can't see unfortunately because the forward body assembly is covering it, but it actually has an engine. And it was painted up, but unfortunately you couldn't see it. But it did have the door open on this particular vehicle. You could have both the doors open if you wanted. And you could also have both the doors open on the Tilly if you wanted to. Colours I painted this set in, on the whole, were matte 30 for the green on everything except the bombs. The bombs were painted in a slightly different colour. Not that different a colour, but they were painted in a slightly different colour, more of an American olive drab, to give a bit of definition on the kit itself. The trestle table was painted in titanium silver and an acrylic from Tamiya, and the wooden shelving units, if you like, there are two of them on the trestle unit. They were painted in matte 72 stone. The tilly was painted in matte dark sea grey for the upper roof canvas material, and the body of the vehicle was actually painted in a semi-gloss colour, medium blue. I wanted it to be more of an RAF colour rather than a tactical colour. And there is a story actually behind all of this, because I don't know how many of you have seen some of my other videos, but I did have a friend of mine who was serving during the war with my father. I only found out actually, saying serving with my father, he wasn't serving in the same unit as my father. He was actually based on British RAF bases during the war, but he was assigned to the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers, the REME, and one of his first jobs to do that he was given a team of 3 other men, and they were given a task of going around their area's RAF bases and painting every vehicle, every hangar, every office unit, and every telegraph pole green. So all RAF vehicles, they originally were blue, yes, that's true, but as soon as war broke out, they were all painted green, which is why I've painted virtually every RAF and military vehicle that I've ever had in British service in matte green, because that is pretty true to how it would have been. This colour uniform painting of vehicles carried on throughout to the end of about 1942, and a lot of the vehicles were just painted in either matte brown and black camouflage, or matte green and black camouflage. So I've got quite a few photographs of AEC Matadors and Pioneer Scamels in varying different colours in Army and RAF service. Some of them are actually blue, but the majority of the Tillies in RAF service for some reason remained blue. It was only during the phase of the Battle of Britain and the Army Expeditionary Force vehicles that were sent to France where these vehicles were painted green. The majority of the rest of them, after about I'll say summer of 1941, they were left in RAF blue colours. And I don't know why this is, but there were obviously a lot of them were sent on liaison duties to, or maybe, documentation runs, and the vehicles had to go through civilian areas, and I don't know, maybe they were kept blue for that reason. But the set, I actually think the set is fantastic. I would highly recommend this set. There's a subber of mine in America called he's the IBM, the International British Modeler, and he's actually built this set as well. He did quite an extensive weathering job on his vehicles, and his vehicles look decidedly more used than mine do. And if you wanted to see a different effect, it would be worth looking at his website and his YouTube channel to have a look at his updates he had with the RAF Bomber Re-Supply Set. I actually like the results he got with this kit. I really do like it, but I also think, that painting in this style as well, I think the vehicles look decidedly presentable, and I'm very pleased with the outcome. So anyway, this is the video finished for the final reveal on the RAF Bomber Re-Supply Set. This was one of the models for my Bomber Command buddy build project. Unfortunately, life happened and things happened in a way that I had no hope in hell of getting this finished, and it's actually only just been finished 12 months overdue. So sorry about that. Sorry about that. Oh God, I've forgotten your name. I can't remember your name. I'm having a mind block. Sorry about that, IBM. My mind's gone completely blank. But I did like your rendition of this kit. It came out very nice indeed as well. So anyway, that's this video closed down. Any questions, comments, just put them in the comment slip and I'll try and get back to you. Any questions answered as soon as possible. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye.